Hello and welcome back, everyone. That is including you, me, and Ren. So, as it become a tradition with the Ren videos, I have a talk first and then we go into the reaction. If you're just interested in the reaction, please just skip this part. But I thought this would be the right environment to talk about that stuff since I've been gone for 2 months, something like that. So, elephant in the room, I did not become prettier. Yeah, all I want to say about that, sometimes, well, life just thinks, it needs to remind you that no matter how good you think you are at something, how experienced, how much you think you know about something, you should stay aware and in the moment, and otherwise life will surprise you and give you a little reminder that it is unpredictable. And if you're lucky like me, it's just a gentle reminder. Yeah, I don't know how this will heal. If there will be a scar remaining, I don't know, but I tend to believe that scars, inside or outside, just make it more interesting or more funny, and I try to do both. So, with that out of the room, yeah, the last 2 months I made a community post about it. I think a week ago, a bit more than a week ago. Maybe you saw them. You saw that post. If you didn't, you can check it out if you're interested. Long story short, I went into a complete depressive episode. I think it has something to do with the season. It became very hot. It's getting summer in Vienna. And yeah, historically speaking, now that I think about all that, that was always the time when I stopped doing the good habits I cultivated through winter, in a way. So yeah, I think that's just the thing. I thrive in darkness and in cold, and summer is just not my time. And yeah, with all that other stuff going around, the ADHD stuff and learning new things about it, that just really got me down. It happened, and I'm really thankful for everyone who responded and who's still here and is so understanding. That really means a lot to me. So yeah, that's basically what it is. About the ADHD stuff, I'm now thinking, whatever I do, I think about why I do it. And I did it before, but now I have some solutions as to why I do it and how it is connected with the ADHD. And now I try to just go back to like a clean slate, start anew without, but it's hard because, I mean, I'm 35. I got conditioned my whole life to do things this way or that way, right? As we all did. And to try like think up new things without getting any influence from the outside, it's hard. At least I try to do that. For example, my sleeping schedule is weird. I like to sleep like 6 hours through the night, or 4 or 5, and then another 2 to 3 hours during the day, and that works really, really good for me. But in the system we live in, that's not a good option for most of people, and I don't think it's good for a lot of people. But for me, it works super good for the last 2 weeks or something. And yeah, that's just one example, which is, yeah, it is super interesting, I think. So I think I made a few notes because I tend to forget stuff. So I think that's what I wanted to say about that. And now we can start with Ren. So sorry to spend so much time on that, but I really thought I wanted to get that out. And we did it now. So Ren is back with new music. It's another tale. It's Victor's tale. And I think we haven't heard the name Victor before in the tale series, right? Okay, so let's start. I will read the comment that Ren pinned under his video. I will read that for you, and then we're gonna watch it, right? Vincent's tale. So less talking and more reading, and more talking and listening. So this was the comment that Ren himself pinned under the new video, and it says that this one was a real labor of love. As some of you will know, it wasn't easy creating these, as halfway through the process I had a huge health crash and had to go to Mexico for a stem cell transplant. Yeah, that I got from his posts. Yeah, make sure to follow him everywhere on all the social medias. During one of the shoots for these episodes, I had an autoimmune flare and left me temporarily blind in one eye, that sucks. But with a lot of rest and recovery and various treatments, I was finally able to come back and finish them, and we're finally there. It's incredibly how he has so much energy, or not, but he still does it. He still does all of that, even though he's like, I don't know. I feel sometimes I feel bad for, you shouldn't compare your stuff with other stuff or stuff from other people, but he really doesn't have it easy, right? And yeah, going blind on one eye is scary. I had that with a migraine attack once. That sucked, but it was only for a few hours. But it was scary. So, creating these tales allows me to be creative in ways that merges my favorite parts of film and music, and I'm so excited to share this next installment with you. That's what I said with the Tales series, right? I would watch a movie out of just that story. You could write maybe even a trilogy of movies just with that. The first installment is a prologue which sets the scene for the first chapter of the story to be told on the 31st of this month. Make sure to follow on Instagram, REN Makes Music, as we will be telling the story through multiple mediums and really pushing the envelope of creativity and the confines of where music can sit. I think that's a cool thing, usually, but also it can backfire, because if you had it with some game series that changed platforms during the whole thing, that not everyone will or has an Instagram account and they won't watch it. I mean, I'm sure all these stories they tell on Instagram, they will appear on YouTube as well. But still, it's not the same. Although I think it can be a cool idea, but that means everyone needs to have that one, all the media that are used, right? So, but I have an Instagram account. You can follow me there and also write me there if you want, and I will follow that. So where was I? Shit. I love bringing these stories and characters to life in the most immersive ways, and the Tales is such a fun space to do that. For parts of this, we'll be back to the old Bardcore style that some of you have come to know me from, and also taking it some more unusual places too. Really proud of what we made here. I love the Bardcore style. I love that he adapted it. I don't know if it comes from him or if that is fan made, but anyways, I respect it. I love it. That's what he does. He tells stories more than being a musician or a filmmaker. He tells stories, and that's what a bard is, right? Yeah, I really, really, really love that. And for the immersive part, I did what he. Okay, that was not a smart thing to say now, because what I wanted to tell you, he's saying something about in the next paragraph, right? So, okay, I read that and then we talk about it. For everyone who is new, go check out the Tales of Jenny and Screech. We did that together. And get familiar, and Violet. And get familiar with the previous story. And also search for Screech's Tale Instagram stories as well as Violet's Tale Instagram stories on YouTube to check out the immersive world we built while we were releasing them. Feels good to be back, baby. It does. Also a little nervous, but also happy and feels good. So yeah, because what I wanted to say, I watched the whole Jenny and Screech and Violet series again, of course, to be prepared for Vincent. I don't think we have the name, we have heard the name Vincent yet. I'm 99% sure that we didn't hear that before, right? Okay. And what I didn't know, there was, the Screech's Tale Instagram stories and the Violet's Tale Instagram stories. Violet's Tale Instagram story was Screech being brought to the hospital, I think. And the nurses and the nurse and doctor, or both nurses, I don't know, we're talking about his biological mother, which, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Jenny and Screech and Violet, his biological mother is Violet. And but they don't have any records of her. So, that was the Violet's Tale Instagram story where Screech got brought in hospital from his perspective. And yeah, the Screech's Tale Instagram story, that was something else. It was a POV of Screech and his daily life. And something I didn't realize while watching Jenny and Screech the first time, of course, I didn't realize that, because at one point, after fleeing from the crime scene, he phones he goes to the place of Patrick, one of his friends, and he's not home. And he phones his girlfriend, and she says she doesn't have time for him, or she has something to do. And yeah, what I think happened, and after I've seen the Screech Tale Instagram stories, I think Patrick ditched Screech and his friend to be with Screech's girlfriend, and they have something of an affair, which is why she doesn't have time and he's not home at this evening. That added another layer to the whole story. And this is just, I think they never really say it in any of the tales, but that's the impression I got from the Screech Tale Instagram story. So if you haven't seen this, check it out. It's frightening, but also, I mean, I feel like I've been there before, and everyone who had a childhood where you just experimented, went out, got drunk, whatever. The usual things 15-year-olds do, right? I saw some of those scenes, and I saw them again in the Screech's Tale stories. It hit so close to home that I think he's seen these things happen and know people that lived like that, and it makes all sense. That's what it feels real. And for me, I think that means that he has he has lived through that, or at least some part. And I have lived through that as well. I know people like Screech, and I tried to stay away from those people, actually, because I didn't like any of the drama, any of the crazy, we're gonna beat people up stuff like that, or we're gonna do something. Although, yeah, we see a lot about Screech in these Tale Instagram stories, and it's a cycle of violence, and this is what this Tale of Jenny and Screech and Violet describes very well. It's the cycle of violence, and that it doesn't stop. It's also something Last of Us Part 2 is about, which one of my favorite video games. And that all makes sense. Okay, that was a lot of talking. And now we go in Vincent's Tale, Sunflower. It's just a prologue. On the 31st of July, there's gonna be the second part. I'm looking forward to that, and yeah, let's start. As per usual, we keep the subtitles off because they usually don't help with REN. They also didn't help with the Instagram story thing because they were garbage. So, let's go.
Tragic scenes last night in London. A 14-year-old girl was found dead from a fatal stab wound. Her attacker...
So, from that in the news, we know that, yeah, Jenny's dead, but suspect shot by officer in critical condition. He is not dead yet. And we go back to the whole Jenny and Screech tale.
A 14-year-old boy is in critical condition after a violent altercation with a police officer. Over to reporters on the ground for more.
Oh, such a beautiful shame.
A beautiful shame. That's a reference to Jenny, right? And yeah, it's gonna be so interesting. Sorry for stopping already so much.
The sunflowers will when the skies do not rain. It's a story I'm sure we all know. It's a moment of madness inside of the woes. We all fall down in London town. Shaky ground carries me. Whoa, rains down, blindingly loud. Never surrender.
Beautiful, with the sunflowers dying without rain and they're burning there. Yeah, I by the way, I love how he uses. This is more than just a guitar. In the other tales, there was just him and his guitar, right? Not even something in the background, just a guitar. How he used that guitar to not just make music, but sound effects, which immerse you even more. Like Violet's boyfriend hitting her, like that slide he went to go back through time, which was beautiful. The police, the gunshots from the police. I just realized that this production is way more than just his acoustic guitar, and it's gonna be so interesting how this is gonna hit. And wasn't REN also just him and the acoustics? Sick Boy was more. And that picture, I love that one. Fuck. And his voice. It has this sad carnival vibe for me.
Oh, what a terrible scene. Here lie the corpses of corporate machines, planting seeds where the grass never grows. But the grass, it stays greener in places unknown as we all fall down in London town. Shaky ground carries me. Whoa, rains down, blindingly loud. Never surrender.
That's quite a new vibe we get from him here. Wonder if this is his guitar from the Jenny and Screech tale. Okay, and this is more critical of our whole capitalist system, right? So far at least, corporate machine, seats in a yeah, you got it. I can't remember the text, of course, but you got it. You heard it with me. I wonder where this will be going. I still have money game to do. I know that, and this will also, I think, go more into this direction, right? That's quite the new sound there. It's getting so dark right now. Wowie. Is that a clock? And is that a monster product placement? I think that just. By the way, is he writing the script for the whole video and everything? I do believe so. That is a beautiful cut of the daily routine of yeah. To be honest, I feel like that as well. Like some things are so automated by now. Going to the store, buying that stuff. It reminds me a lot of the scene in Shaun of the Dead, where he just where it's just a cut of his day and the things he does all the time, like going to the store, buying an ice cream. And he does the same exact thing the next day, even though the whole world turned into a zombie apocalypse. And the way of how he filmed that, it just reminds me of that. And it's on repeat the whole time. So that's just, yeah, the routines in life, right? And it's kind of frustrating to see it like that. Okay, so this is the teaser for the Vincent's Tale video, I guess. So prison and everything. He had a friend, which, like Screech had a friend who went with him to the burglary. They tried to get into a house and steal some shit, and after that, Screech killed Jenny in the streets, right? Trying to rob her. And in the Instagram stories, you see a friend who's there with him. Maybe that will be Vincent. Maybe. I don't know. All right. First of all, it was a prologue. It was not a full song. It was a full song. It was an amazing song, I have to say. A beautiful intro that I want to see more. I want to see where this goes. Will it be a trilogy of Vincent, maybe even? Yeah. But first and foremost, I'm just happy that REN is back. That the time in Mexico, what was it, 6 months or something? Apparently, it helped a lot. He's such an incredible, talented human being, and also his willpower to just stay there, move on, and keep going with such an incredible mind and in such a broken body. It's insane the willpower he has to keep going, and that is really an inspiration for, I think, everyone out there. For me, it is. So, yeah, looking forward to the 31st of July, and I will see you on the next one.